Have you ever tried to make someone miss you? You text them first. You wait for their reply. You hope that if you care enough, they'll finally see your worth. But the harder you try to hold on, the faster they slip away. The Stoics never chased attention. They mastered themselves instead. They knew when you no longer need someone's validation, when you can walk away in peace, that's when you become unforgettable. Not because you played a game, but because you've become the kind of person who doesn't beg to be remembered, you simply are. Most people believe that being remembered means being needed. So they try to fill every silence, to stay in someone's mind by never leaving their sight. But attention bought with effort never lasts, because the more you chase, the more you tell them that your peace depends on them. The Stoics called this slavery of the mind when your emotions are chained to what others do or don't do. You wait for their text to feel calm. You watch their silence and call it rejection. You forget that no one can truly abandon you except yourself. Epictetus said, "If you wish to be free, desire nothing that depends on another." Freedom doesn't mean cutting people off. It means you no longer hand them the key to your peace. When you stop needing constant reassurance, you become grounded, present, and whole again. You start to see that missing someone is not pain, it's space. Space that allows love, respect, and longing to breathe. And in that space, the right people begin to remember you not because you tried to stay, but because your absence feels calm, not desperate. The Stoic shift begins the moment you turn your attention inward. Instead of asking, "Why did they leave?" you ask, "What part of me seeks what they took away?" This is the turning point when you stop chasing people and start mastering yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Strength in the Stoic sense is quiet. It doesn't shout, it doesn't demand to be seen. It is the calm presence that remains when every storm has passed. You begin to act, not react. You learn to sit with discomfort, to breathe through uncertainty, to love without possession. When you reach that place of peace without control, of love without fear, your presence changes. You no longer beg for space in someone's life. Your very stillness commands it. People start to notice not because you seek their gaze, but because they can feel that you have something they lost, inner peace, in the courage to stand alone. The first Stoic principle is mastery not of others, but of yourself. Emotions are not your enemies, they are signals. Anger, fear, attachment, they whisper where you are still enslaved. The Stoics never said, "Don't feel." They said, "Don't let feelings drive your actions." When someone ignores you, it's easy to react, to text back faster, to overthink, to seek closure. But every reaction gives them control over your peace. True power is to pause, to breathe, to let the wave rise and fall without moving you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, "You will meet people who are selfish, jealous, ungrateful, but they cannot harm your mind unless you let them." Mastery is quiet. It's when you can feel deeply and still act with reason, when you can love without losing yourself. That is the kind of calm that makes people remember you, because very few can stay gentle in a world that keeps testing them. The second Stoic principle is to build your worth from within. People forget fast because most of what they miss is convenience, not connection. If you want to be truly missed, become valuable beyond presence. Seneca wrote, "He who is content with what he has is the richest man alive." When you invest in your growth in your mind, your discipline, your peace, you radiate something rare: stability. You no longer chase attention because your energy is already full. You become the kind of person whose absence feels like silence after music. The Stoic path is not about becoming cold, it's about becoming whole. The world remembers those who contribute peace, not noise. So read, move, learn, build. The more fulfilled you become, the more others are drawn to the calm gravity around you, a quiet force that says, "I don't need you to complete me. I already am." The final Stoic principle is acceptance, the art of letting go. Everything in life moves in cycles: arrival and departure, meeting and parting. The Stoics called this amor fati, love of fate. When you stop resisting what changes, you start flowing with it. People leave not because you failed, but because their chapter in your story has ended. Epictetus said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do." This isn't surrender, it's wisdom. When you accept impermanence, you stop clinging, and suddenly love becomes lighter, purer. You don't hold people hostage with your need. You hold space for them to come and go freely. And ironically, that freedom is what makes them miss you most, because peace is magnetic. When you can walk away with grace, life finds its way back to you in ways you never imagined. When you finally stop trying to be remembered, that's when you become unforgettable. Because peace is louder than noise. Stillness is stronger than demand. And presence, true presence, is born from self-mastery, not attention. You can't force someone to think of you, but you can live in a way that leaves an imprint long after you're gone. The Stoics never chased affection. They cultivated virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. They understood, when you embody peace, you don't need to reach for love, it reaches for you. So the next time you want to be missed, don't reach out to be seen. Step back, build yourself, protect your calm like a sacred fire. Because the world remembers the rare few who stay kind, stay grounded, and stay free. Be the calm that people crave but rarely find. Be the one they think of when silence feels too quiet. This is the Stoic way, not to escape emotion, but to rule it with grace. And if this message spoke to you, stay with me on this journey. There's peace to be built, wisdom to be learned, and strength to be remembered for. Subscribe, not for noise, but for calm.